The ice apocalypse is coming, while I eat hot pot in my warm house. Through the surveillance camera, I see my ex-wife and her lover freezing outside. Eating a steamed bun, I think, we have money, money can buy everything.
I recall how she killed me in my past life. This time, reborn, I will take revenge. I've returned to just before the apocalypse. Right when she asks for a divorce, I suppress my anger and agree immediately. She didn't expect me to accept so easily. She asked suspiciously, "You really agree to divorce? Don't beg me later."
I check the time, 10 days until the ice age. I urge, let's go to court now.
On the way, I glare at her with hatred. She looks happy to be divorced. This reminds me of my past life. When the apocalypse came, she used a knife on me.
The pain in my chest still lingers. I'll make her pay with blood. During asset division, I only want my savings, 200
million. She agrees at once. Then she says, "Pack your stuff
and leave my house immediately." I sneer but say,
"Don't worry, I won't come back. I already know her scheme. She won the lottery."
And rushed to divorce me. Remembering my past life, I knelt and begged to save our relationship. Until she and her lover returned from a trip, I realized
her true face. She had many rich lovers. When the blizzard came, I was trapped with her and her lover. When food ran out, she took my last biscuit.
Then they forced me outside to find food in the blizzard. But I resisted, knowing I wouldn't survive the cold. So she stabbed me with a knife. I vaguely remember before I died, she said, "This guy's meat looks tasty, let's eat him." The reason I didn't take the house in the divorce is that during the apocalypse, living in a city apartment would be easily looted by neighbors. And that would be a trap for her. After filing for divorce, I quickly drove home to pack. Soon after,
Lynn also returns. I see she's very happy, probably because she received the 10 billion lottery prize. But I don't care. I quickly pack my things.
Take all your cheap stuff and get out of my house as fast as you can. Got it? Once she leaves, I rummage through her stuff and take all her
warm clothes. In my past life, she went to Fukuoka with her lover. When they
returned, the ice apocalypse had begun. Wearing thin clothes, they froze.
When leaving the plane, she was annoyed by the cold and called me to vent, even blaming me
for not bringing her a coat. As I pass by
the kitchen to pack, I accidentally see the familiar knife. The antique I collected.
In my past life was the weapon she used to kill me. I stare at it for a while. Then take the knife and place it on the table. Finally, I look around to see if I missed anything.
After making sure I packed everything, I quickly install surveillance cameras in the corners.
Once everything is done, I take my luggage and drive through the night back to my hometown.
I was very emotional when I saw my parents again. In my past life, the apocalypse caused a network
blackout, so I couldn't contact them. I don't know if they survived the disaster.
Seeing me cry, my parents were very worried. They asked what happened. I hesitated,
but then told them everything, including my rebirth. My mother cried for me.
And my father was furious. "We don't have much time. We need to reinforce the house and stock up on food, Mom and Dad." My father said, "Son, don't worry.
We'll always believe in you." When the ice apocalypse came, my ex-wife stole food and killed me.
Luckily, I was reborn. I told my parents about the coming apocalypse. We only have 10 days to prepare. First, I hired a professional construction team to reinforce the
house, add insulation, and replace all windows with triple pane glass. 5 solar panels were installed on the entire roof. When the power goes out,
I can use this electricity for daily life. During the ice apocalypse, heating is essential. At home, we have a gas heater. But gas will run out soon. Then the heater will become useless. I found an old wood stove in the warehouse. It generates heat by burning wood. This kept me warm in winter as a child. But since the stove hasn't been used for a long time, it's full of dust. My father saw me standing there. After hearing the story, he laughed. No one sells firewood anymore, so we can't use the stove. But I have a solution. The next day, my father brought home a
truck carrying new wood-burning stoves, along with hundreds of bags of wood pellets. This stove can also heat water and cook. Its fuel is easy to buy. I placed 2 stoves in my room, one in the living room, and the other 2 on the 3rd floor. I stored all fuel on the 1st floor. The snow will be over 5 meters deep, so the 1st floor will be uninhabitable. I'll use it as a warehouse. After the water tank was installed, it got dark. My family quickly ate dinner and went to bed early to save energy for the next day's work. The next day, we split up. My father went to the nearby market and bought a lot of live poultry. I drove to the supermarket to buy daily necessities and consumer goods. My mother stayed home to harvest fruits and vegetables from the garden. It's September, harvest season. At the supermarket, I first bought various types of blankets, from cotton to electric. Next, I bought thick coats and thermal underwear for the whole family. Then toilet paper, shampoo, and toothpaste. I filled cart after cart. These items have long shelf lives.
After that, I bought lots of snacks and instant foods. I could eat them all day without getting bored.
After leaving the supermarket, I went to a protective gear store and bought military jackets, rain boots, waterproof gloves, and cotton masks. According to my prediction, if we survive this ice apocalypse, when the weather warms up, I bought many types of meat.
I bought many types of meat. Besides pork, beef, and chicken, there were also
many kinds of fish and shrimp. With this seafood, I can cook hot pot anytime.
My father also bought 5 freezers to store meat. Although the weather will be very cold during the blizzard,
The first floor without stoves will be as cold as a freezer. But until the ice age
arrives, the meat still needs to be frozen. After buying more meat, I finished shopping. Then I started helping my mother harvest crops in the garden. My father took the time to buy more food. Besides several barrels of cooking oil, a truckload of rice was delivered. I turned on the TV to relax a bit. But unexpectedly, I saw my ex-wife's photo. She used the 10 billion lottery winnings to take her lover to Phu Quoc for a vacation. They seemed
very happy, staying in a 5-star luxury hotel, dining at a Michelin-starred restaurant. Her life is now luxurious. But she doesn't know the apocalypse is coming. The ice apocalypse will arrive in 5 days. I've reinforced the house
and bought several wood pellet stoves. I've also prepared lots of food and warm clothes. After harvesting
the crops, my mother preserved soybeans by drying them. Corn was ground into flour. Tomatoes were canned. Other vegetables that are harder to preserve were stored in the fridge. Luckily, I
hadn't thrown away the old fridge in the warehouse. I could still use it to store things. After organizing, I
went to take a shower. Just then, I discovered a problem that shocked me. The blizzard not only cuts off electricity but also freezes water pipes. So, there will be no water. Although we can melt snow for water, the problem is
that snow on the ground is usually dirty. Water from melted snow will be full of dust and impurities.
In my past life, my ex-wife and her lover had clean water to drink, while I only had
snow water. That dirty water gave me diarrhea. So now I need to find a way to filter water.
With less than 5 days until the blizzard disaster, I quickly finished my shower
and hurried to see my father for a solution. My mother ran after me with a towel to dry my hair. What's that? Hurry? It's cold. If you don't dry your hair, you'll get sick. My father listened
to my problem and laughed. He had already thought of this. Then he
contacted an acquaintance at a factory to buy 3 large stainless steel tanks. They can store and heat water. The tanks were delivered to our home. My father placed them in the yard. When the 3 tanks are full, they'll provide water for at least 6 months. If we conserve, it could last a year. He also bought a water filter. So we won't have to worry about diarrhea from drinking water anymore. After solving the water issue, I tried to remember
if there were any other problems. My parents couldn't think of anything else.
The cornfield hasn't been harvested yet. Although the corn isn't fully grown, if left there,
the blizzard will destroy it. Hearing this, my father called for a harvester
to harvest the corn. This attracted the attention of the villagers. They were surprised and
advised my parents, why harvest so early? It needs at least 2 more weeks to fully mature. If you harvest now, the corn will easily get moldy.
No one will want to buy it. My parents just smiled politely. I spoke up.
Sir, the weather seems unusual this year. It's better to harvest early. They laughed at me. Kid, what do you know? My parents defended
me against the old man. I was a bit worried. The blizzard disaster is approaching, but the weather hasn't changed yet. Will the apocalypse happen like in my past life? If it
doesn't happen, my parents' crop will be a loss. I shared my concerns with
them. My father calmly reassured me, don't worry too much. It would be great if the apocalypse doesn't. Happen. But we must be prepared. Only 1 day left until the apocalypse.
I finished buying water tanks and harvesting all the corn. The weather changed dramatically. The next day. It's autumn now, so it should be cooler, but
the temperature suddenly rose to 40 degrees Celsius. The whole country is in a heat wave.
My heart grew heavier. In my past life, it was also very hot for 2 days. But on the 3rd day, a cold front arrived, followed by continuous blizzards. I commented on TikTok to warn people about the abnormal weather
and advised them to stock up on food. I got cursed at. Are you playing games?
Have you been watching too much disaster movies? Why stock up in this heat? Damn them. I tried to warn them out of kindness, but they wouldn't believe me.
Now I can only do so much. Whether they listen is up to them. I have to take care of my family. With limited time, my father added extra insulation in the rooms to improve heating efficiency. Meanwhile, my mother was busy in the kitchen. She was
steaming lots of baozi and my favorite dumplings. No one loves me more than my mother. Time flew by. Suddenly, my phone rang because the surveillance camera detected someone.
It was my ex-wife bringing her lover home. They returned a day earlier than in my past life.
Maybe their trip had some issues. Through the hidden camera,
I saw them complaining about the heat. Then they hugged and went to sleep naked. But they didn't know the apocalypse was near. And on the afternoon of September 5th, the blizzard struck. As predicted. Through the camera, I saw heavy snowfall. To prepare for the apocalypse,
I used all 200 million in savings plus several billion from my parents to buy supplies for years.